And I am back on the air with a quick video. What's going on, people? It's your boy Puertorock77. Let me check my mic test. And I am back on the air with a quick video. Okay, sounding good. All right. So we sounding good right now. Anyway, I just want to hit up a topic real quick. But anyway, if you're listening to this, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and check out more content on my channel. Well, I'm the gamer's champ. This is your boy Puertorock77 once again. All right. Check me out today on the Trophy. I think they're called Trophy. Damn, what's the name? Trophy Podcast, something like that. Damn, I'm screwing that up. Anyway, I'll put the link up. It's today at 8 p.m. Eastern. Nicodemus's podcast. We're gonna be talking about PlayStation stuff and stuff like that. I'll make sure I put it up on Twitter so you can all check it out. It's gonna be a good time. But anyway, let me get to the topic at hand. I'm gonna make this quick, because I know all of you guys. You got stuff to do. You got gaming to tend to. And at the end of the day, it's all about the games, right? No matter what platform you play. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. And let's go with this, okay? So today I had a conversation with Xbox 448 about delay games versus cancel games, all right? Now, Twitter's kind of hard to have a conversation in, only because you have not that many characters, and sometimes the conversation gets lost in translation. So I'm going to point right out. All right. So just in case Xbox 448 or anybody listens to what it is, because it's easier to talk about it than to tweet about it. I understand delay games is an annoyance, and it's an issue throughout the industry in reality. I mean, hell, we just had a recent delayed game announcement from Rockstar. They originally announced Red Dead Redemption 2 was supposed to come out fall of 2017. Now it's been delayed to like spring 2018. And that's a huge delay. Uncharted was delayed. I think Horizon, I don't know if Horizon was officially delayed, but I understand delays. It's annoying. I get that. I don't want people to think I'm damage controlling. I understand delays is an annoyance. And it's something that's not just a Sony thing. It's an industry thing. All right. I've been saying from the start that not just about delays, but game development in of themselves, because of the longer cycle times, we're getting games that's taking 3 to 4 years to develop. That's why one of the things when people say that a console generation should only be 5 years because that's how it's always been, I disagree with that. Because back in those days with the Genesis and the Super NES, they were pumping out games within a year or two. So by the time the console generation ended, by its 5th year, you had 2 or 3 sequels of a game and more projects. Now you don't have that. Not so much. I mean, take a look at this generation. Just this generation alone. We're about to hit 4 years this November. That's how long, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out. November 2017 will be a 4-year anniversary. And we don't even have one legit Rockstar game. The only Rockstar game we're really playing is Grand Theft Auto 5, and that launched on the PS3 360 first. Red Dead Redemption won't come out till next year. That's how long these development cycles. So I understand delays. Delays are mad annoying, especially if you're waiting for a big game to play, and then a month or two before it releases, they announce, okay, it's getting delayed. That's annoying, especially if you've been waiting for it. So I get that. I get delayed games. My thing is, if delayed games is that much of a heartburn for you, then how can cancel games not be even more detrimental to your opinion? If we were to look at this in medical terms, a delayed game would be the equivalent of a migraine, something very annoying, something that's just painful, while a cancel game is like stage 3 terminal cancer. It's done. It's a killer. You know what I'm saying? A delayed game eventually comes out, and once it comes out, people forget that it's been delayed. I mean, take a look at Uncharted 4, for example. No one really cares that it's got delayed anymore. The game came out a year ago, and a lot of people are enjoying it. So the fact that it was delayed, people move on. You see what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm trying to say. That's not downplaying, but that's reality. Like right now, my boy, a good, someone, Randall Thor, he just got a PlayStation 4 Pro, and he's trying out these games. When he plays Uncharted 4, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be thinking, man, this game is great, but I remember this game got delayed in 2015. So, yeah, he's not going to be thinking that because it doesn't matter because you have access to the game. That's why delayed is not that big of a deal. Sometimes I look at it, that every company has issues with game development, whether it's certain marks aren't being met in time, finances, money, how much is being invested, when the game's going to come out. I think every publisher goes through those issues. Clearly, Rockstar's going through it because you just saw they delayed their game. So a lot of people go through those issues, okay? But the question is, what are the company or the publishers or developers' decision to deal with that? So with that, I look at Microsoft and Sony. I think they both go through the same development hell. I don't think development, issues is exclusive to one company or the other. I don't think Microsoft is doing anything different than Sony, and I don't think Sony's doing anything than Microsoft. Sure, they have different tools, the X12 versus, Sony's API, UWP, they have little things like that. But in terms of, the concept of the game, the development, the motion capture, QC, quality control, beta testing, network testing, things like that, they all go through the same issues, For me, Sony's answer, when they're having big troubling issues, they default to delaying the game and then releasing it. And they're going to keep that up until the game release. In my opinion, Microsoft's view is they're going to take it game by game. If the game is worth it, then they'll keep pushing and release it. If the game's not worth it, they'll just cancel it. Which is why, to me, the main reason I think Phil is not going to announce games way ahead, because that gives him the ability to cancel games with no blowback. Because if he doesn't tell you a game is ready to launch until it's actually about to launch, he could cancel the game at any time and no one will say a thing because he never officially announced it. But if you announce a game like 2 years early, or within 2 years of the game development, people want that game to be released. And if you cancel it, you're going to get some blowback. You're going to get some negative opinions. So I think Sony and Microsoft, they go through the same development issues, except one is going to brute force the development of the game. They're going to push it. Even if they have to delay it, they're going to push it. While the other, it's a game-by-game business. They're going to look at the business aspect on it. And that's just my thing. Now, we're going to play a little role play. We're going to do a little role play. All right? I'm going to role play a little bit, okay? Let's pretend at E3 or shortly after E3, Microsoft announces that Crackdown 3 will not be releasing this year, and it's going to release August 2018. Pretty much they delayed the game to August 2018, right? And around that same time, Sony announces that due to marketing rights or deals or property rights between them and Marvel, Project Spider-Man PS4 is now canceled. Picture that scenario. Crackdown delayed till August 2018. Spider-Man PS4 canceled. Who has it worst? Tell me, which scenario is worse? Sure, Crackdown 3 being delayed again, a game that was announced in 2014, being delayed to August 2018. Yeah, that sucks. But at least you'll eventually get to play it. In the meantime, play Sea of Thieves, play freaking State of Decay, play the multiplats. There's a whole bunch of other stuff you could play. And then when Crackdown comes around, it comes around and you get to play it. But what if Spider-Man got canceled? What's the alternative? What solution does a PlayStation give me? You see what I'm saying? That is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. A delay game is like a migraine headache, but a canceled game, that shit is stage 3 cancer. You are done. Your library doesn't get bigger, it gets smaller. People start looking at your company like, what's going on? What content are you going to push out then if you're not going to come out with these games? That's the point. And notice how I flipped the script. I named an Xbox exclusive delayed and the PlayStation 4 exclusive canceled to show that this ain't no fanboy stuff. This is not me just taking a shot at Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Because if the situation was flipped, I will still say the same exact thing. If they were to cancel Spider-Man, hell, not even Spider-Man, because we all know Spider-Man's not gonna get canceled because that's a huge IP. Let's pretend Sony cancels Days Gone. I would not damage control that and be like, man, but it is what it is. That would suck ass and it would look bad on Sony. Fact. Canceling major titles that's been announced is a lot worse than delaying major titles because you will still get to play them. And once it comes out and you're playing them, no one's going to remember that they've been delayed. No one remembers was delayed. No one really cared because it's been out for over a year. It's a great game and people are enjoying it. Plain and simple. That's just the reality. I mean, look at Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 has been announced since 2014. But at the end of the day, once you guys play it, once people play it, it doesn't matter. If it's a great game, then it's a great game. How long it took to develop, how long to get their stuff together, the delays, the official release date, all of that doesn't matter because there's plenty of other games to play in between. Again, look at Red Dead Redemption 2. It was officially announced for a fall 2017 release. Now it's coming out in April 2018. But guess what? That's much better than Rockstar saying Red Dead Redemption 2 is canceled. No one wants to deal with that. Now, I want to say what's up to everybody. I want to say what's up to All Day, Luca, Halo Storm, Ahmed Sen, Mark Woodland, Gold Lion, Prime Gaming. Man, there's a whole bunch of people here. Hey, I appreciate it. I think it's already, 51 people watching. Damn, that's awesome. Okay, but I want to answer one question and one question only, so we could keep moving because I got to get back on Neo. It's from Psycho Gamer. So what's up? He says, who wants to hear a game announcement 2 years in advance? And that's a good question. Now, I'm going to say it. When you think of these game announcements, so what's up, Mr. Official? What's up, Flip Bayless? Who's next? Thank you so much. But let me explain this one thing. When they announce a game 2 years in advance, that announcement is not for the hardcore gamer. Let's be honest. I mean, granted, we're going to be the first ones to get the info, but the long-term hype and the long-term advertisement is to get the knowledge, not the knowledge, but to get the information out there for the casuals. You understand what I'm saying? You have to get listen, if you want your games to sell successfully, the casuals need to know about it. They need to see posters. They need to see TV commercials. They need to hear hype. Because casuals can't buy what they don't know about. You see what I'm saying? Casuals cannot buy what they don't know about. Your games is only as successful as the hype and advertisement behind it. You have to announce your games with a lot of time. You got to put them in commercials and they got to be talked about. So that way the casuals, the gamers that look at this IGN, right? I'm going to look at this. I'm going to be real. Let me go to IGN's YouTube channel and I'm going to make a point right now. This is IGN's YouTube channel. I'm not going to show it, but I want to look at how big is their subscriber base. Right? IGN. Okay. I'm looking at IGN and they have 8 million subscribers. All right. 8 million subscribers. Okay. That's a shitload of subscribers, right? 8 million. Okay. 8 million subscribers on IGN, a big gaming website. And it's not just gaming, it's movies and all that stuff. It's pretty much a good whatever. Okay. 8 million. Yet there are 60 million PlayStation 4 consoles. There are at least, I would say, around 30 million Xbox One consoles. And then think about how many PC gamers are out there. So I want you to do the math. There's 90 million console owners, millions of PC gamers, and never mind the handhelds and stuff. And never mind people that go to IGN just for the movies and all the articles. So 8 million doesn't seem that big now, does it? So 8 million gamers go out to get their information on gaming, yet there's 90 million console gamers around. And we'll say 70 million, because some people buy rebuys, some people buy 2 or 3 consoles or whatever. You see what I'm saying? The majority of console owners don't go to these sites. They look at TV commercials or they walk in a store and they just look at a poster. These games have to be announced early to get the hype and get the info, because a casual won't buy what they don't know. That's just pretty much it, right? So one other question. One of the questions, what prompted me to make this video? What prompted me was just a conversation I had on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I was getting my point across with Xbot, because I think he thinks I'm looking this from a fanboy perspective. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. You only get so many characters on Twitter. There's only so much you can say on Twitter. Right? So what I'm trying to say is I understand what he's saying. With the delays, it does get annoying. And I think it's not just a Sony thing. I think it's an industry thing, but only because I think these games are getting more difficult to develop. They're bigger and it's more of a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But a cancel game, that's slicing your throat. It's end game. You can't play a cancel game. You understand what I'm saying? It's just done. And that's just the reality about the situation, right? And that's just the point I'm trying to make. Sony could be going through a whole lot of development issues, and I'm pretty sure it's not exclusive to them. I'm sure it's not exclusive to them. I'm pretty sure everyone's having their issues with delay games. And some companies, they won't even delay their games. They'll just release their as is, and they'll just give us a crap load of freaking day one, a 6 gigabyte patch. We've seen it with Fallout and other games. Day one patch to fix issues, because they won't delay it. They're just going to launch it broken, and then they'll put this huge patch, which is kind of screwed up too, when you think about it. So everyone's going through development hell. It's not exclusive to one platform. Everybody has issues, but everybody's dealing with those issues in their own ways. A lot of third party, they're going to release the game hella high water. It's coming out that date, and then they'll just patch it, and we just have to suck it up until the game gets fixed. Some companies will play it by ear and make a decision to cancel it or delay it. And other companies are just going to delay it, but the game's going to come out. So everybody has their own flavor on what they want to do. But to me, the decision to cancel the game is the worst decision. Maybe not for the company, because they have to look at it from a financial perspective, and I get that. But from a gamer perspective, and on top of that, from a platform perspective, it's not a very good choice. Because remember, these delayed games, while delayed, they eventually come out and they add to the platform's library of games. And that's just the facts. But anyway, I'll leave my conversation with that. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. If you had a 4-day weekend, I hope you enjoyed your time with family and friends. And I hope you enjoy your time gaming. All right. But anyway, you guys take care. Hit the like button. If you're a new person who's watching this video, please subscribe. Check out some of my content already released. And stay tuned every Wednesday, 7 p.m. for my 60 Frames No Lag podcast. I'm going to have Blandrew and Ranald Thor as guests. So we're going to have an amazing time here on this channel. So hit the like button, subscribe, enjoy the content. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on PSN. I'll leave the details in the description box. But with that, you all take care. Thank you for rocking out with me. God bless. And this is your boy Puertorock77, the Gamers Champ. And I'm out of here. Peace.